So I'm sitting slobbing it out again in my pajamas. But I'm trying to have one day where I do stuff and one day where I rest, because yesterday I went out to visit my dad and my knee was burning and I could barely walk again. So I'm trying to do one day to do stuff, next day rest. One day to do stuff, next day rest. So today is my rest day. So I'm in my PJs again. So sorry guys, not very glam, I know. But I thought I would do a little bit more Victoria Beckham today, because I realised, looking at my collection, that I have got every lid luster of Victoria Beckham's apart from 2 shades, and I've got every liner apart from 2 as well. And I just haven't used them. You know, I'd forgotten about them because Charlotte Tilbury's new releases had taken over. So I want to do a bit of that today. But first of all, I'm going to start with a little bit of Magic Cream. Now, I have been using the Victoria Beckham serum and it is great. My skin feels really soft and glowy. So I've been using that. Hello there, Rebecca. So excuse me for sitting in my pajamas again. Hello, Bushra. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm just hoping now I'm on the mend. But I was just saying that I've been doing one day of doing stuff and one day of resting, because I was doing stuff yesterday and my legs started playing up. So I'm just going to put a bit of Magic Cream on. Rebecca, I'm loving that serum. But I'm glad I've only got the 6 weeks supply because of what you said. But my skin does feel very soft. So I'm going to do another Victoria Beckham look today. Now, my sister came round yesterday and we kind of swapped makeup items to try them that we hadn't got from Victoria Beckham. Yes, it plateaus. No, but that's why I'm glad I've only got 6 weeks. So I'm going to just give my skin a boost for 6 weeks and then leave it at that. I'm sure she hopes it will go on and buy it, but your face is becoming crispy. Bushra, have you tried Magic Night Cream? Because no matter what I put on my skin at night, I always put Magic Cream over the top. So, you know, I've got the retinoate and stuff. I always put the Magic Cream over the top because it just seals it in. It's like, you know, when you've got the central heating on, it's like this, it just provides this barrier that stops your skin losing moisture overnight. So my skin feels, so even though I'm using the serum, Victoria Beckham serum, I'm putting the Magic Cream over the top, the night cream. I definitely recommend, even if you get a little pot of it. Yeah, well, you know, you can get a little travel size pot of it, or you can get samples. I would definitely recommend trying it. It's also worth having a look. Have a look on eBay, because people sell the little travel pots on eBay. It is love or hate. If you don't have dry skin, you probably hate it because it feels quite greasy. What I saw someone doing, some people don't like it because it feels quite thick. And it's the only cream that I do actually rub into my hands a little bit before I put it on. Because if you put it straight on your skin, it feels like you're putting Vaseline on. So I do warm it up a bit in my hands and then put it on. But I saw somebody the other day mix it with the collagen oil to water it down a bit. So if you don't like the thickness of it, that's certainly an idea. Now I'm going to put this, now I promised you guys a lot and I haven't done it yet, but I haven't forgotten. I'm going to put this Flawless Filter in shade 5.5. I really like this on my skin. Now 5 looks really dark and orange on me. And this you'll probably think, whoa, Ali, that's too dark. But it doesn't look too dark on me. It's lovely. So I'm going to put that on first. All right. And now I don't know with Beautiful Skin foundation whether it's too glowy, but I'm going to see. Yeah, definitely get the Magic Cream, night cream, if your skin's that dry. Now this looks like it's going to be too dark, but I promise you it's not. It kind of evens, because can you see on the outer side of my skin it sort of looks that kind of yellowy, but in the middle it looks a bit paler. So it doesn't actually look too bad. But I love this shade on me. You wait till I blend it in. When I blend it in, it looks absolutely fine. You think, uh-oh, it's going to be too dark, but it doesn't. It just seems to even out my complexion. Now, obviously, compared to my chest, I'm looking orange. And maybe when I was ill, it just looked a bit better. But I'm also going to try mixing them. But I'm also, don't forget, about to put on the neutral. I'm going to put on the neutral foundation. Now, do I dare put on Beautiful Skin, or is that going to be too much with Flawless Filter? Let's try it. Either that or I put on Airbrush Flawless. No, let's put on Beautiful Skin. Now, this is neutral, so this will neutralise. It is looking a bit dark. Now, it wasn't when I was ill. This is the thing, but it is looking a bit dark on me. I will grant that. But this is neutral. Neutral number 7, Beautiful Skin. So this will kind of balance it out a bit now. Because my skin is somewhere in the middle of neutral and warm. So this should actually correct it. Yeah, now, Bushra, yeah, the Magic Night Cream is tricky. Bushra, I'll see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to see if I've got a little pot, right? If I've got a little plastic pot, I can send you a little sample. Okay? Let me see if I could find something I can decant it in, and I'll send you a little sample. Then you can try it for free. I think that's something, you know, as a community we can all do for one another, is where someone's got something and they want to try it. I mean, it's difficult with eyeshadows and things, but for skincare, sometimes you just want to try it and then you know it's on your wish list to save up for. If I've got one of those, I think I probably have. If I have, then I'll send you a little sample of it. Hello, Emma. You're welcome. And you really don't need a lot. So if I look like I'm being stingy, I'll give you a decent amount, but you don't need to put a lot on. So you literally need a fingertip amount, rub it in and then put it over your face because it is quite Vaseline-y in texture. Now, I'm still looking quite... Now, that looked fine when I was ill. That looked fine when I was ill, but don't worry, I'm going to correct that with some bronzer down there and a little bit of fair powder, and I'll be fine. And also, I'm going to use this Tom Ford Emotion Proof Concealer, which is quite light. So this will kind of also correct it out. Hello there, Trini, and hello there, Trini, and who else has joined? Oh, I thought someone else had joined. And Shahina. Now, Shahina, I want to know, has anyone, talking of samples and sending samples, if anyone has bought this, could you please send me a card with a bit sprayed on? I am desperate to try. There's a new perfume out by Jo Malone, and it's one of the rose. She's bought out a new rose one that's supposed to smell like Turkish Delight, which sounds right up my street. If anyone has bought it, would they be able to send me a card with it on, like sprayed on, just so I can smell it? Because you cannot get samples for love nor money. Right, I'm just putting on now the Tom Ford Emotion Proof Creaseless Concealer. It's called Rose... is it Rose Blossom or Rose? I'll look it up and I'll send you. I'll post the name below. They bought out. You know, she's got a rose one anyway. She's bought that out in a special edition, and then she's bought 2 other rose ones out. I know, rose vanilla and vanilla rose water or something. I'll look it up and I'll send you the name, Rebecca, and I'll post it below. But it says that it smells of Turkish Delight, which sounds right up my street. But I cannot, because it's just new out. And also Perfume de Marly have just bought out a new one as well, beginning with V. But you just can't... Why do these people not actually sell samples? Yeah, V something, and that sounds gorgeous as well. And you know what? They've got an offer on. If I had the money, I would definitely get it. They've got an offer on at the moment, Perfume de Marly. Is if you buy this new perfume, it's £230. You get a free shower gel and body cream in Delina. That's a good New Year's resolution to have, Rebecca. I've been trying to wear a lot of my nice perfumes as well, because I collected so many last year. Right, I need some powder. I need some pooder. Some pooder. And I haven't got my pooder with me. Hold on a second. See if I can get up. I can still have difficulty getting up. So, Shahina, have you heard of these 2 new perfumes? You're not into Jo Malone fragrances. Sorry, Ali. What about the new Perfume de Marly one? Have you seen that? You'd wait for reviews first. It just, you know the way they describe it. It just sounds so delicious. Right, I'm just going to put some airbrush powder on. Actually, that beautiful skin foundation and the flawless filter underneath, I was afraid it was going to be too glowy, but it's not too bad. Right, I'm putting shade 1 of the airbrush because it is a little bit too yellowy. So this will take a bit of yellow off. And I'm going to put the brightening powder under my eyes and in highlighted areas. And then I'm going to bronze my chest so it doesn't look... But you know, my chest is always paler than my face. And it always looks like I've got the wrong shade of foundation on because of that. But it's actually always paler than my face. If I was to match my foundation to my chest colour, I would look like a ghost. See, Sense. Your resolution, Emma's, is to use her makeup collection more. I don't have room for a makeup desk, so I bought a beauty effect box in the sales with this aim in mind. Oh, I've seen those beauty effect boxes. They're lovely. Well, I was saying at the beginning of this, before you all joined, that I realised going through my Victoria Beckham makeup that I've got every lid luster apart from 2. I don't have Onyx and I don't have Blondie. I do want to get Blondie. And I've got all of her liners apart from 2. And I tried one of them on yesterday, the one that I haven't got, the night something or other. This sort of dark grey shimmery one. But I haven't got that one, and I haven't got the gold lame one. But I don't see the point. The gold lame one is one of the new sequin liners, and I definitely don't see the point in it. It's very pretty, and it is bright gold, but you can't put it in your waterline, and it's a liner. So unless you just use it as an eyeshadow, it seems a bit pointless. I mean, who's going to put bright yellow golds on their upper eyelid? Unless they were going to some sort of fancy dress party or something. I'm just putting this brightening powder down the middle of my face. Hello, Jennifer. Right, so given that I've just said that I've got every single lid luster, I want to get another eye brick as well. Now, I've tried my sister's signature one, but I'd like to get the signature one is nice. I tried it yesterday, and you will see on the thumbnail of this, I'm so tired of doing thumbnails where I'm like at the beginning and looking not really glam, that I put a picture of me wearing that yesterday, so you can see that. What lid luster shall I put on today? Now, also, Stacey, who I don't think has joined us yet, and I think she's bought this now, but I've promised Stacey I'd show her Blossom Red, and I forgot after the live last week. So anyone that's wondering what Blossom Red looks like, Charlotte's been really pushing this week for Chinese New Year. This is what Blossom Red looks like on a warm undertone. And this is what it looks like. Oh, I swatched something yesterday. Now that's a Victoria Beckham liner, and it's still... And that's what it looks like. It's a little bit orange. And some of her marketing is a bit misleading because it makes it look more of a bluey red. But it's still very nice. So I might put that on. But what lid luster would you like to see on me today? Do you know all of Victoria Beckham's lid lusters? I'm going to do a lid luster. If not, I can show you them. And liner. So we have Tea Rose. Now I can do a mixture of 2. Let me show you some of them. So these are all of her lid lusters apart from 2. Tea Rose, which underwhelmed me when I bought it. I was really excited about it and I was a bit underwhelmed, but it's still pretty, but it wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. We have Tea Rose. What else do we have? Let's go through them. We have Chiffon, but I've taken Chiffon. This is good for putting on the mobile lid. It's very pillow talkish. We have the new one, which I think I applied last week. I did. The greeny one. So probably not that one today because we want a different look. That's velvet. Or I could do the blue smoky eye brick and the new blue eyeliner if you want. We have, come on, lid lusters. Mink, which is beautiful on. In fact, Mink and the new liner that I've got in, forgotten the name of it, but it's very similar to this. Stacey's joined us. Stacey, did you get Blossom Red in the end? Because I've got it ready. There's Mink. I might do Mink. And the new liner that will go beautifully with it. Let me do that. And a red lip. Let me do that. And I'm going to do the new liner as a base again. And maybe the blue in the waterline. Right, where is that new? Smoky Quartz. See, this will go beautifully with Mink. So, sorry, did you... hello, Happy New Year to everyone. Sorry it's late, Ali. I have none of Victoria Beckham's cream eyeshadows. I was not sure if the same as Charlotte ones. They're very similar to the Pop Shots. So if you like Charlotte's Pop Shots, they're very similar to those. Sort of very glittery, but they blend out quite well. So I'm going to put this Smoky Quartz on because this is one I got last week and I do love that. And this would go really nice with navy as well. I'm going to put this on it here. I'm going to line my lid with it and smudge it in a bit. I might need to sharpen it in a minute because they're so soft. You have to sharpen them quite a bit. You've been waiting for the postman since 9 o'clock. This is, Emma, you and the saga of the postman. Now I'm going to do a thicker line at the side, but I do need to sharpen this in a minute. I just love the way that this brings out the brown in your eyes. Let me blend some of that in. You've not tried anything from VB. Well, you'll love the liners. They're very soft. So they're easy to apply. They can transfer a bit because they're very soft, but they're really easy to apply. And I've got all of them because I just love them. And The lip liners I was saying last week are really good. Where's my eyes are starting to water. Can you see? I don't know why. Just central heating, and then it's not even the makeup. If I start doing anything with my eyes, it just stimulates them to start watering. My mum was exactly the same. I remember when my sister was getting married, so she would have been similar age to me now. And I used to say, Mum, why is it whenever I go near your eyes with anything, they start watering? And now I'm exactly the same. Just take after my mum so much. Right, just sharpen this a bit to do the other side. Now what I'm going to do with the lid luster, I'm going to put a lighter one on my mobile lid, but I'm going to apply it slightly differently to what I did last week. I'm going to put the darker one over my entire lid first. I do love Mink. This was the first one that I got. And these are just better putting on with your fingers. But I love the way they blend out, because as they blend out, they look more matte on the edges, which is great if you've got hooded lids. So you can see the shiny bit just stays on the mobile lid and it doesn't blend out too much onto the hood. It kind of looks, when you blend it out, it looks almost brown on the edges. It's really beautiful effect, the way it blends out. Now I'm going to lighten that up a bit. There's a new purple pop shop coming out. It's gorgeous. Well, that other one was so popular, wasn't it? It sold out. The duochrome one. Well, if it's purple, you know I'll be getting it. So I'm just gradually blending that out with my fingers. Do you see what I mean about it? It looks brown on the edges. I hate to use the word because everyone overuses it, but I'm obsessed with the way it looks on the outer edges. And I don't use the word obsessed a lot. Not like on Charlotte Tilbury's masterclasses where they're obsessed with everything. I'm the same as my mum with watery eyes. Thought it got better after the eye op, and next month I have to have another one. Not allowed eye makeup for a couple of months. I hate it. You never look the same. Well, you can do a lot with blush and bronzer. Time to treat yourself to some face products, maybe. That's what I would do in that situation. So, okay, well, I can't use eye makeup, so I need to treat myself to some nice face palettes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put chiffon on the middle just to lighten it up a bit. I'm going to do it from here to here, just because otherwise it's sort of making my eyes look a bit small. But this is why I want Blondie as well. because Blondie's even lighter than Chiffon. And I think Blondie will give a real pop, more so than this. So definitely got to get Blondie next. It's better. Now, the other good thing about these eyeliners, one of the things that I do is the smudge side, which is here, is really good for using these lighter shades and getting into that little bit there. Just the right shape. So a little tip, if you've got these and you've got the liners. And I'm going to put a little bit underneath. Again, just to open up my eyes a bit. Not too much or it looks like you've been crying. Now, I'm going to put, I would probably put navy or the eye cheat, Victoria Beckham's eye cheat in the waterline, but I'm going to put the new blue one, which is a slightly lighter blue, in my waterline, which I did last week, but it didn't really go that well with the look. Whereas this week, I think it will really make a difference. I'm just trying to find the blue one. Excuse me. Blue, blue, blue. Where are you, blue? There you are. Oops. I'm going to sharpen this. This is insane the way it lasts in the waterline. I really had to work hard last night. I had it on in my waterline and I really had to work hard to get it off my waterline. And even when I really worked hard at it, I could still see a little bit this morning in my waterline. So it is really long wearing. This is my favourite kind of makeup artistry thing. It's called the Drop Shadow. I just love using a contrasting shade in the waterline. I'm not going to take it right into the middle because that's where I'm very bad at doing that, and you shouldn't, because that's where your tear ducts are and your tear ducts get blocked if you do that. So I'm going to be a good girl today and not do that. Now, I have got in my boots basket, if Nina's here, that mascara from number 17, and Stacey, I've also got that lipstick, although I'm not short of red lipsticks, but it was only a couple of quid, so I thought I might try that soon. Right, let me do my brows. Now, I was watching a tutorial from the lady on Beauty in the Boutique, and she was doing a how to look younger tutorial, and she was showing this hack for doing your brows, and I'm going to show it you. So she's saying find where your arch is, which is basically you go through your pupil and that's where your arch is, okay? And then she says accentuate it, draw up slightly, go slightly over the hairline, and it will give your eyes a lift. And I'm going to show you. It's a really good little hack, actually. Can you see? It really does give your eyes a lift. I'm going to do this side now. So get you where your hair is and then just a smidgen over where your hair stops. And then work it down. And it will just give you your eye a lift. Such a great hack. Katie at Beauty in the Boutique. She's got a tutorial. That looks to let, Ali. I think you got a typo there. I don't know. Most of the pop shots are discontinued now. A few shades left. If there's any you want, get them as soon as possible. What colour would suit Blue Eyes in Victoria ones? Right, Blue Eyes. So the opposite of blue is brown. So I actually think the mink one would suit Blue Eyes because it suits brown eyes, but I think it would also suit Blue Eyes because it's a contrast. So mink would definitely suit Blue Eyes. I'm trying to think of some other ones that would suit Blue Eyes. Oh, the one that I don't have, which is Onyx. That would definitely suit Blue Eyes, but it's more of an evening-y look. So Onyx is like a black grey shimmer. And, oh, talking of grey, so if you're not into the really smoky eye, because Onyx on a blue eye would look stunning, really bring out your blue eyes. But as I said, it's more of an evening look. The other one I think would look really good on blue eyes is Mirror, which is this one. So this one is a sort of silvery shade. I'm going to show you. Again, it would just reflect those beautiful blue eyes. That's one of her, let me show it you on the cool undertone as well. That's one of her newer ones. It literally does look like a mirror, actually. So yeah, I would say you can't go wrong with mink. It's just really good. Or Mirror. This is slightly more muted. This one's, yeah. And as I say, if you want a really nice smoky look for the evening that's going to really bring out the blue in your eyes, then go for Onyx. So the one that I haven't got, one of two that I haven't got, as I say, it's a sort of black shimmer. It's a bit like Black Diamonds from Charlotte Tilbury. And if you look at, if you go onto Charlotte Tilbury's website and you look at Black Diamond's Colour Chameleon, she's got some really nice photos of people with blue eyes wearing Black Diamond's Colour Chameleon, and you'll see what I mean. And the Victoria Beckham Onyx be stunning. That it's very similar to the Black Diamond's Colour Chameleon. I'm going to find my, do I dare put on some mascara? Oh, now the other thing I wanted to do was to, no, I'm going to put some highlighter. I want to put some highlighter under my brows because, again, that's going to give my eyes a lift. But I use Charlotte Tilbury for that. The other thing that you can do, actually, which I might do, I did it yesterday. I was just wondering whether or not I dare because my eyes are watering. But it does make a big difference. Is where I've got the blue in the waterline underneath is to put it on the upper waterline. Because that does two things. One, it will transfer onto the lower waterline, so it'll keep refreshing your lower waterline. But it also opens up the eye a bit more. Let me just show you what I mean. Let's see if I can do this without my eyes streaming badly. I'm one of these people that doesn't mind doing this. I quite like the feel of it. Sort of feels like you're giving your eyes a good scratch. I don't know if you can see that, but it maybe is subtle, but it just opens up the eye a little bit more. I used to do this with the eye cheat. It's not one of these things that you can easily do and talk at the same time, except I'm doing it, but you have to be careful, obviously. So that, every time I blink, will be refreshing my lower waterline as well, but it also opens up the eyes. Now, I'm going to do a red lip, and I'm going to show you, let's show you. Now, actually, what would you like to see? Would you like to see the Charlotte Tilbury Blossom Red? Or would you like to see the Victoria Beckham red, posh red lipstick? I will give you the choice. And I've also got Victoria Beckham's red lip liner. That's not it. I'm going to find my red lip liner while you all decide. So Victoria Beckham or Charlotte Blossom. Stacey wants to see Blossom. Well, I was overdue from last week, so I can show you both, of course. I can put on the Victoria Beckham one and the Charlotte Tilbury. Have you tried the face hack of using e.l.f. putty primer and concealer under the eyes? No, I haven't. I've not heard of that hack. Let me put on now the red. I'll have to look that up. Can you send me the hack on Instagram? This is Victoria Beckham's red liner. I do love this because, as I said yet last week, it's waxy and hard, which is what a lip liner should be. Blossom, right? You all want to see Blossom. I'll just put this on the outline of my lips then, so you can actually see what Blossom looks like, okay? Because this is a bit more of a blue red. And as I said, Daniel Sandler's tip is when you're doing a lip line is to always go up towards the middle, not down, because it will just naturally give your lips a fuller look. I've noticed one thing about my lip line, by the way. I always used to think that I was putting it on wonky, but if you look, this side of my lip is thinner than this side. So I've noticed that I wasn't doing a wonky lip. I was following my natural lip line, but this side is thinner than that. So I'd start by doing this side. And I deliberately go over this lip line now to even it out. I was going to fill my lips in then, and I stopped myself. Because we're not always symmetrical. Right, Blossom Red. Stacey, did you get Blossom Red in the end? There you are. Me, I like to go bold or go home. Of course, you can actually, you're ordering it soon. So it is a little bit on the orangey side, but it's not too orangey. Do you know what I mean? It's just a smidgen on the orangey side. So, as I say, if you look at it on the cool, warm. But I do think that some of her models on her advertising campaign make it look a lot more of a blue red than it is. But I do like it. It's very pretty. Now this is one I was about to say, you can actually, if you're a bit scared of a red lip, this is one that you could just literally dab on and build up. It's a very good one if you're scared of a red lip. I just kind of go bold or go home. But you could literally, like, dab it on and make it just look like a really nice subtle red. It'll give you that really nice kind of bitten kiss look. You know, bitten lip look. Now, I've got a new Charlotte Tilbury beauty light, not beauty light wand, a contour wand. It looks lovely on you. Thank you. Thank you, Bushra. Now, one good thing is, have you noticed this Tom Ford concealer, even though that my eyes are watering, it really is emotion proof. And I've been using it a lot recently because I used it a few weeks ago on my live and it reminded me how good it was. If your eyes water, the Tom Ford, which I've now lost, which I just put on a minute ago, I was going to show it you again. This concealer is so great if you've got watery eyes because it just, you can see my tears are just rolling over the top. Emotion proof. It's worth the money. That lipstick looks like Jay. Oh, you did answer. I think I'll like it on me. Sorry, Stacey. I didn't see you answer it before. Bronze liner sounds nice too. Where's Banana Noodle? Sometimes I think Banana Noodle had to work last week. And so she watched us on catch up. So Banana Noodle, everyone's saying hello to you. It looks like Walk of No Shame. It is. It's slightly lighter than Walk of No Shame. But it's on a similar spectrum, but it's lighter than that. Excuse me a minute. Oh. Right, I'm just going to put on some contour wand. My brand new contour wand. I was kept trying to use up my old one and it's, the thingy's come off and it's spurting out liquid and all sorts. And I thought, just give it up, Ali. I know there's a little bit left in it, but I think with a red lip, I like to have a kind of sharper contour. And I use my Hollywood brush. Oh, I haven't done my nose. Now, I put mine a bit more at the side because, as I said, I've got quite a wide forehead. So I like to contour at the side rather than at the top because that's going to make that look thinner. All depends on your face shape. And this is a bit I so often forget, and I go out and I've got a brown line under my chin. And then should we put on a highlighter, one of the new highlighters? Hollywood brush, smaller side. And don't forget to take it up to where the shadow would normally end. Otherwise it looks like a brown line on your nose rather than a shadow. The brush is still out of stock, is it? I've got a couple because I bought one and then I was given a freebie at the launch of the foundation, Flawless Foundation. So I've got a couple of them, but they are really good. So I've always got, like, when one's being clean, the other one's in use. Now, let's use one of the highlighters. I'm going to use the lightest one, Champagne Glow, for this look. And I'm going to use it also to highlight under my brows. Again, that will give you another bit of an eye lift. Now, you'll see what Charlotte does is she, in some of her demos, she uses one of her eyeshadow brushes to put it down the centre of the nose. I'm not one for putting it on the tip of the nose. I just don't understand why you would want to highlight the tip of your nose. I just can't. I keep thinking, oh, I should do it just once. I just can't make myself do it. Right, and then actually this is going to look really blingy because my eyes are watering. So it's making the highlighter a bit wet. And of course, you know, if you wet these highlighters, then it's really going to make it bling. Put a bit in the middle there, bit down here. Now, what's this thing that she's doing these days with here? I've never heard of putting highlighter here. I tried it, but I just don't understand why. I know that people do the powder bit, but I've seen her doing that. I've never seen that before. Now, I'll just put a bit of this. I know I put some of that Victoria Beckham one in there as well. And then this is probably better with a smudge brush, but I'm being lazy. With my pinky, I'm just going to highlight under my brow, which again will give me another eye lift. And then a little bit round the lip line. You're worried about your fine lines showing up. Now, Charlotte says that it doesn't accentuate fine lines, but I'm always a bit wary because I think highlighters, by their very nature, accentuate. I was just putting some on my hand. Accentuate fine lines. I have to say, one of the shimmery, look. So here's some fine lines. Let's see. Actually, they're not fine lines. They're deeper set lines. But let's see if I open my hand now. Let's do it on my forehead because I've got these lines on my forehead. It's also about placement. So if you've got your fine lines around here, unfortunate, mine are here. Touch wood, I haven't got them here yet. If you've got them here, just take your highlight a bit further down. Just be careful that you don't hit that area, right? So you can just, I mean, it basically highlights things that if you don't want something to be highlighted, then you don't put highlighter on it. But if you just avoid that area, you just take it there and then maybe even take it up here so that you're avoiding this area if that's where your fine lines are. And take it up there. See? Let me just do that and I'll show you. See, you can keep it away from that area very easily. But also, the other one that I would suggest, which I really do think if you like a bit more of a subtle highlight and your similar skin tone, a lot of the highlighters will be about your skin tone, right? So, I mean, you can play about with getting different colours in any skin tone. But if you like a subtle highlighter, then I would definitely go for Gilded Glow. If you're similar complexion to me, Gilded Glow does not give you that blingy look, but it just gives you that subtle je ne sais quoi, shall we say. Let me show you this one. This is Gilded Glow. It's a bit darker than the one that I was putting on. It's got a peachy tone to it. But obviously, now that is me doing that. Don't forget, when you're seeing swatches on arms, you're seeing that. But you're not going to apply it like that. You're going to apply it like that. Now, that's obviously on a cool undertone. So that's giving me a bit of a peachy glow on a cool undertone. Now, I don't get that blush look because on my undertone, I'm darker. So on me, it just looks like a subtle glow on that warm undertone. But if you're paler, it's going to give you a bit of a peachy blush. Let me do this down. I've put that other one on now. But if I do it down my nose, you'll see it gives you, you can almost do this with it, to be honest. Let me put some on my chest. It just gives a subtle glow. That's quite nice, actually. It's warmed up my the skin tone on my chest, but without looking too bronzy. Quite like that. That was a happy accident. Can you see what I mean? It doesn't look too blingy. And that's me putting it on like this. I like that. Gonna do that again. Just warmed up my complexion a little bit without me having to put lots of bronzer on there. Thank you for that. I would never have tried that had I not been demonstrating Gilded Glow. I do want to get Sunset Glow, and I'm tempted to get Bronze Glow because I know a few of you have been trying it as a bronzer, a kind of shimmery bronzer. But, you know, you have to collect these things over time. And I'm keeping them in the boxes because they're rattly. You could watch you all day with your tips and tricks. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I have a one in the silver container. Yes, I'm more cool. It's also personal preference. Jennifer, what foundation shade are you? Yeah, so the gilded one, I can see, Stacey. The gilded one on a lighter skin tone is going to look more like a peachy glow. It's not going to highlight. It's going to give you a sort of more of a warm glow rather than a highlight. So it depends on two things, what shade you get. First of all, if you want to highlight, if you want to do that highlight, then obviously you're going to go for a cooler, lighter one. If you want a bit of a warm glow, then you might want to go for a warmer tone. But it also depends on what skin tone you are to start with. So Jennifer, what kind of shade are you in Charlotte's foundation? Remind me. I'm going to have to... 4. Right. So what I'd say is if you want a highlighter, if you actually want a kind of highlighter like that, then I'd go for Champagne Glow. But if you want a peachy glow, then go for Gilded Glow. Now that's going to, if you want like a shimmery kind of blush, then go for something like Gilded Glow. Now there's another one that's really cool toned called Moonlit Glow, which is going to be similar to this. It's going to show up more as a highlighter. So it depends on what you're looking for. As I said, I would put on Champagne Glow to give me a real bling highlight there. But then I'd put on something like, I've got the other one, Gilded Glow, and I've got Rose Gold Glow. Let me show you Rose Gold Glow. Where's my Rose Gold Glow? Now, Rose Gold Glow is quite dark on me. If I was Afro-Caribbean, it would be a beautiful highlighter. But on me, it's more of a blush. Where's my Rose Gold Glow? It's here somewhere. What have I done with it? Hold on a second. They were all here. Where's my Rose Gold Glow gone? It's probably staring me in the face because it hasn't moved. I can't find it right now, but the Rose Gold Glow, which I'll find later on, is basically gives me more of a glowy blush. But then if I was Afro-Caribbean, it would give me that. So it depends on what you're starting with. Yet you can use a highlighter on eyes too, because guess what, ladies and gents? What have I been saying for the last 4 or 5 years? Go on, Stacey, tell them. What's my big saying? You only need the Sunlit Glow now. What's my saying? Of course, you can use highlighter on your eyes because all together now. Have you all forgotten my saying, girls? What is my catchphrase? Ali M's catchphrase. Pigment is pigment. I saw somebody, was it Jess? Jess sent me the other day and she said, look, Ali, pigment is pigment. And there was a lady on TikTok and she was using one of these on her lips. And I said, well, I hope she didn't ruin my line. I hope she's not, I'm copywriting that line. Pigment is pigment. She was putting this on her lips and it looked beautiful because pigment is pigment. They market it for one particular use and then say, but you know what? You could do this, 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 and this, and this. You can do that with anything, right? You can put this on your eyes. You can put, the only exception is sometimes things that you put near your eyes, if they're not meant for your eyes, you might have a problem. But really, you know, somebody said to me once, I was getting dressed up for St. Patrick's Day. And someone said, where did you get the green lipstick? It's great. I want some. I said, I didn't. I just got Charlotte Tilbury's original Rebel green and brushed it on my lips and then put some lip gloss over the top. And they were going, where did you get your green lipstick? I wouldn't go and buy a green lipstick. I'm sure they sell them. But why would I do that when you've got an eyeshadow? You can do it. I've just found, I realised that was the one that dropped on the floor. My rose gold. I'll put some on here and I'll show you what peachy glow. So, as I say, if I was darker than me, this would be a highlighter. So it all depends on what skin tone you're starting out with. And when you do Charlotte's online thing where she asks you, where she asks you some questions and gives you a match for your highlighter, she says, do you want to use it as a highlighter or more as a glow? And that's why she's asking you, do you want something that's darker than your skin tone? Do you want it the same colour as your skin tone? Or do you want it lighter, as in a highlighter? But if I show you this is Rose Gold Glow. As you could see, that's quite dark on me. I'd love to see this on Afro-Caribbean skin. I think it must look absolutely gorgeous. Right. But on me, it's a blush. But a glowy blush. Now, the only thing is, I'm okay at the moment. I've just realised. But I used to have a lot of open pores around this area. So if you've got a lot of open pores on your cheeks, I wouldn't use a glowy blush like this, because it's going to accentuate your pores. But actually, I've just realised my pores have closed up, which is good news. So I would say a Gilded Glow, or if you want a blush, you could go for one of the darker ones. But if you want an actual highlighter and you're shade 4 in Charlotte Tilbury's, then I'd go for either Champagne or Moonlit. Stacey, I think if you got Moonlit, I think I need some swatches of Moonlit Glow. And yeah, and so this one, let me take Champagne Glow. We go take Champagne Glow, and Charlotte does this in one of her demos. One of the things I forgot to do with Champagne Glow when I was dotting it around my face was would like just a shade darker. Well, now I'd go for Gilded. Now, with the Champagne Glow, put some on my finger. and use that to lighten up that eyeshadow on my lids. That's even better now. See? The reason that I always go on about pigment being pigment is that once you realise that, you realise that you're not constrained. If you've got a makeup bag full of makeup and you think, oh, I haven't got a highlighter with me, or come away, or I haven't got a blush with me, just put your lipstick on as a blush, and you know, and also if you put your lipstick on as a blush, it brings a look together. If you put, you know, your bronzer on, in one of the things that I often used to do is with the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow is I put the bronzer in the socket, and it helps bring the look together if you've got it on your cheeks as well. Look at the comments about the highlighters. You sent swatches. Yes, I'll send swatches. Thank you, Stacey. I couldn't type fast enough. Oh, one of the pans fell out. Yes, I suspected this. Now, Stacey said that one of her pans fell out. One of the reasons that I keep taking these in and out of the boxes is because you'll notice that they are very loose in the pan. They have not made these very well. They're not. You'll notice, like when you get a powder, right? Can you hear that? It's loose. It's loose in the pan. If I press it, I can see movement. Now, what worries me is if you went like that, that would come out of the pan. I'm not going to do it, but it's definitely not a very good fit. So what I've been doing, because if I drop them, I'm afraid that they're going to smash, is I've been putting them back in these boxes. Now, I think this is why Charlotte Tilbury packaged them like this, because that keeps them still and it will stop them from being... I'm not getting rid of the boxes for these because I am worried that they're going to smash. It is a design fault, because if you look at her powders, they are tight inside the pan. There's no movement there. They're well and truly stuck. But I just think that they made a bit of a design fault, or the pans were not quite wide enough to go into these. And they're that kind of size. Yeah, mine are not jumping out because I've actually held it up. When I was doing my review, I held it upside down to see if it would, and it hasn't, but it's quite loose. So I wouldn't want to go like that because I think it would just come out and then it could smash everywhere. So be very careful. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Oh, before I go, I am going to use a little bit of her airbrush setting spray. I'm going to put some of that on because that will also bring out the highlighter effect. If I can get this. I've still got these in the boxes, even though I've used one of them. Where's the limited edition one? I like the smell of that one. Yeah, tea barley, white tea barley. Oh, that just came out as a squirt then. And I'll put it on my chest. That will bring out the highlighter. If you spray your brush with some of this and then dip it in the highlighter, you will get a real bling to your highlight. Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to wipe my eyes because My eyes are now watering like mad. But don't forget to like the live, ladies. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Love you all. Take care. Mwah.